Mark, thank you very much for joining me this morning. My first question, Mark, is in relation to the 5 civic principles, and if I may, which one to you is most important, and for what particular reason?
Well, I think that each of the 5 has something to offer and talks to each of us in their own way. I think for me, the one that really stands out, though, is the value to society. Because I think one of the challenges for business in general and financial services in particular is, what is it that we're doing in the interest of the wider community? Because so often people think, oh, they're just in it for themselves. It's a game for bankers, or this is all about feathering their own nests. I think if we are to rebuild trust, people need to understand why what it is we're doing is valuable not just in its own right, but actually meeting the need of the wider society.
Mark, that's a very nice segue into the second question. As you're aware, we've convened a community of leaders of tomorrow who've come up with a number of recommendations themselves, which under the banner of value to society resonates most with you, and for what particular reason?
My eye is drawn straight away to purpose, because I just think that's so important in business, and it actually is, I think, what gives a business longevity. Actually, if you know what you're there to achieve, you know what the wider goals you are there to meet, I think you're much more likely to build a sustainable business, and one that is trusted by people.
It's a complex agenda, trust and trustworthiness. If we could put the single silver bullet in the gun and fire it, what would be your recommendation? What would be that bullet?
Gosh, you're right, and it is complex, and I think in today's society where people are very challenging, very sceptical of institutions, you've got to work really hard. And I think it's one of those things where it has to be embedded in what you do every day. And I think the challenge for business leaders, for people who work in business, people who work in charities or big institutions is, what am I doing today that's changed people's lives? What have I done today that is consistent with the purpose of my organisation? And if that's how you start the day and that's how you end the day, I think you're more likely to rebuild trust by the actions you take.
Do you feel that these civic principles and the Business of Trust programme can help restore trustworthiness, creating that lasting legacy of better business trusted by society?
Yes, absolutely. And if we don't do this, we will have failed.
Mark Hoban, thank you very, very much for joining me and for engaging on the Business of Trust.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.